The United States is looking to start military talks with Russia over the latter's increasing military involvement in Syria. It's no secret that Russia supports the Assad regime. US Secretary of State John Kerry has said that President Obama believes military-to-military discussions with the Russians is an important step to resolving the crisis in Syria. Both the US and Russia want to get rid of ISIL, of course, the so-called caliphate. I heard earlier this month there were various noises coming out of the US warning of a Russian military build-up in Syria. How involved specifically Russia is, I don't know. The Kremlin is still probably considering its options. Russia obviously wants to maintain its only naval base in the Mediterranean Sea at the city of Tartus. Russia wants to protect its national interests. Yeah. And the US is clearly trying to achieve certain goals in Syria and elsewhere in the Middle East. Syria is a disaster. What is the international strategy for bringing the war to an end? Are the US, Russia, China, Britain and France gonna get on the same page, bring the carnage and bloodshed to an end? This has been going on for well over 4 years. To say the international community has failed in regard to Syria and its people can't seriously be disputed at this point. Looking in the comments sections of various articles regarding US and Russian involvement in Syria, it's striking how polarised and nasty the exchanges are. Some are denouncing the imperialist US as the arch criminals of the world with their gangsterish Saudi and Israeli backers. Others are saying that it's actually Russia who is the imperialist criminal with blood on its hands, working with Shia militants to destabilise the region. The us versus them, good guys versus bad guys, tribal bullshit, very much on display. I think Obama and Putin are set to meet later in the month at the UN General Assembly. What are they going to talk about? One would think that the Middle East will be heavy on the agenda. Do you think, I'm asking you, my audience now, do you think Vladimir Putin and Barack Obama really care about the people of Syria? Do you believe either one of these presidents is motivated primarily by humanitarian concerns? Because I have my doubts. You know, the same goes for our Prime Minister, David Cameron. He can make a pretty well-polished speech, which makes him sound like a decent, caring human being, but the UK's actions abroad, hostile actions, and our arms dealing, it doesn't suggest that our government wants to spread peace and goodwill in the world, does it? Still, the war system prevails, and the United Nations proves itself unable to do away with the scourge of war. We need something more robust at the global level. I wonder sometimes, is the planet viewed as a chessboard by US and Russian militarists? Human life is expendable. National objectives are paramount. Is that the worldview? You know, I don't feel assured by so-called constructive conversations between US Defense Secretary Carter and Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu. They agreed to further discuss mechanisms for deconfliction in Syria. Go and look up the word deconflict. It might not mean what you think it does. Anyway, whoever you are, wherever you're from, please rate, comment, share and subscribe. Tell me a story, make your voice heard. Give me your worldview if you care to do so. Until next time, take care, folks.